How's it going, wood lovers? Today I'm working on this serving tray that was almost done, but I thought was a little too plain. So my plan is to split it into two and then pour clear epoxy to create the other half. The goal is to have two identical but mirrored boards, and I'm using a shaping disc to make the cut so that it's not uniform. Now I use the grinding wheel because I didn't want it to be too uniform, but it still kind of was. And at that point, the sledgehammer at the corner of the shop was calling my name. I was really happy with the results. This is exactly what I wanted from the beginning. I just didn't know it. The unpredictability of how the hammer broke the board was perfect. It created all of these areas that I can now fill with clear epoxy, and at this point I decided I just wanted to make one board. And of course I had to break it a little bit more to get some more clear voids in there. After about 5 days, the clear epoxy was fully cured, and this is what we're left with. It's pretty rough at this point, so the first thing I'm going to do is run it through the planer. Using the planer, I got it perfectly flat and smooth, and now using the table saw, I'm going to take away those rough edges as well. And now that I have my final shape, it's time to sand the entire thing. After sanding, I noticed I had a few small holes in the epoxy alongside the wood. Nothing that couldn't be fixed. I started with cleaning them to make sure that no dust would get into the finish once fixed. Let that dry for a few minutes, and then I went in with some CA glue. CA glue is perfect for this because it dries clear and will blend with the epoxy perfectly. Spray on some activator so it can dry instantly. Once it's fully dried, I go over it with the orbital sander. Sometimes I need to do it a couple times to make sure that the hole is filled, but usually it's as if the hole never existed. At this point, all the sanding and fixes are out of the way, and I put on my branding. For the first time ever, I'm going to be using this new branding iron. It's a lot smaller and less in your face, which I really like. decided to add some handles to really elevate this tray. The clear acrylic will match the clear epoxy and the gold will accent the walnut really nicely. To make sure that both handles match on each side, I measured in 1.5 inches from the outside and laid down some tape to make sure that it was straight going alongside the board. Next, I measured 1.75 inches on each side of the tape to make sure that when the handle was placed, it was actually centered on the board. I then used some tape and the actual handles to get the hole placements, used the pencil to punch out the holes so that I wouldn't lose them, made sure the holes lined up with the measurements, and I was ready to drill. After test fitting the handles and making sure they fit, it was time to oil up the board. After a couple of hours, I wiped off all the excess oil, put the handles back on, and that is it for this project. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. If you're interested in a tray like this particular one is not for sale, but I will make it available to order on my website and I'll be more than happy to make it again. Link is in the description below. Make sure to check it out, and until next time, have a great day.